This is Philadelphia Eagles Now by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Senior, coming your way on today's show. Going to go over all of the latest Eagles news and rumors, take some questions from the audience as well. Today's show is sponsored by Kanzuri. 15% off if you use the promo code CHAT at kanzuri.com/chat. We'll put that link in the comment section and in the description of this video, and we'll tell you more about them coming up here in just a little while. So we've opened up the floor for everybody out there because there's a lot of interesting stuff to talk about, and we want to show love to all of our loyal subscribers who tune into our live shows and have some questions about the Birds. So let's start off with this one. And I'm not going to say the name because you're trying to get me got, and I know that you're going to screen record that, probably tweet it out, and it wouldn't make me look good. But I think his name is Harry. Hear me out, Harry. Should the Eagles trade Dallas Goedert to save money? Interesting. Dan Arnold, Grant Calcaterra, Jack Stoll, and Tyree Jackson are solid. I would not trade Dallas Goedert. I do see where you're coming from. We do have his numbers in our database as well as his contractual figures because we're built different here at Chat Sports. Dallas Goedert over the last 4 years has been a critical part of this Eagles offense. You might look at the numbers and say that he hasn't necessarily lived up to expectations since signing that large contract. I'm here to tell you that Dallas Goedert is one of the best all-around, well-rounded tight ends in the NFL, and his impact isn't always shown on the stat sheet because of how good of a blocker he is, how much demand he gets from opposing defenses as far as attention goes, and to have a tight end like this alongside A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith is really, really important for what the Eagles want to do. I'm 31 years old. The Eagles have always had marquee tight ends playing for their franchise. You know, you think about it, Chad Lewis when I was growing up, there was a little bit of a break there. Then they got Brent Selleck, Zach Ertz. Now they have Dallas Goedert. While I like the backups at tight end on this Eagles roster, as you said, Harry, I don't think that they are capable of being a number one tight end. Also keep in mind that the Eagles like to run a lot of 12 personnel. 2 tight end sets. Now, what's interesting about you bringing that up is Dallas Goedert in 2023, $1 million base salary, $6.5 million on the cap. That is so affordable. That's a steal. That's a classic Howie Roseman deal right here. But why you might want to think about trading Goedert, from your perspective, Harry, is because the salary does increase a lot. I mean, the base salary goes up multiplied by 13 from $1 to $14 million. And then the cap hit more than triples, right? From $6.5 million to $19.5 million in 2024. That is a lot of money to pay a tight end. And then those contractual numbers are the same in 2025. What I imagine Howie Roseman is going to do, find a way to restructure this contract, take some of it, turn it into a signing bonus. He's done this with so many players to lower that cap hit and or that base salary a little bit. 2026 will be 33 years old. Tight ends do age well, though. I know he's a little bit of a late bloomer just because he was behind Zach Ertz for a little while, but Dallas Goedert is a critical element to what the Eagles do and how they do it. I think that he is safe here in Philadelphia. Let me challenge you with this question, though. Dallas Goedert is a top blank tight end in the NFL. There are some really, really good ones. Travis Kelce, George Kittle, Mark Andrews, Dallas Goedert, just to name a few. One of them is in this division now, and a guy like Darren Waller, fill in the blank. Now, as I mentioned off the top of the show, Philadelphia Eagles Now is presented by Kanzuri. These shoes are fresh here to my right. And for those of you who are lacking some confidence, if you're a little bit short with your height, Kanzuri can certainly help you out. Use the promo code CHAT for 15% off at kanzuri.com/chat. Fellas, are you tired of feeling insecure about that height? Kanzuri makes shoes that can add up to 2.8 inches to your height, and it can do it discreetly. Women, when you think about it, they get heels, makeup, push-up bras. Why can't men get a confidence boost as well? We're all the same height lying down anyway, if you know what I mean. Kanzuri shoes, not only height boosting, but also stylish and comfortable. They're not grandpa's Velcro shoes, but fashionable shoes that can receive compliments even without the height increase. The height insoles integrated into the shoes, making it the ultimate height hack. And for a limited time only, Kanzuri is offering our viewers of Eagles Now an exclusive discount of 15% on top of their up to 30% site-wide discount. Use the code chat at kanzuri.com/chat to get your 45% off. Don't wait any longer. Upgrade your shoe game and your confidence now at konzuri.com/chat. Next question here. Let the boy watch. Should the Eagles sign Marcus Peters? I'm somewhat surprised that Marcus Peters is still out there on the free agency market. He is coming off a couple of injury-plagued seasons. I know that sometimes he can lash out on that sideline. I'm more of an advocate of liking some of that confidence and some of that swagger. He's been getting it done for a really, really long time. When you look at his pass breakup numbers to start his career, they were excellent with the Kansas City Chiefs, like 26-20, virtually unheard of. Goes down to 9. The Chiefs kind of grew tired of his antics. They gave him away to the Los Angeles Rams in 2018. This is a guy who has a knack for making big plays on the football. I will say, and this name obviously familiar to a lot of Eagles fans out there, has some Asante Samuel in his game where he is definitely a risk taker, where sometimes he can get baited into biting on things, and then you're able to hit him with that double move and they hit you with the big play. But Marcus Peters is a solid player. At the very worst, he would add depth to your team. I do think, though, that in this secondary for the Eagles, as we continue to filter through his stats here, they have some pretty good depth on this team, and especially in the secondary. Like, how much is Greedy Williams going to be able to play? Is Zach McPherson going to be able to see the field, or is he going to continue to be a special teams ace for this football team? All worthy questions right there. Nick Stone, do you think the Eagles will make one more roster move prior to the start of the season? I do. I think they can add some depth somewhere. If they can get a marquee veteran at a cheap price, Howie Roseman's always willing to do that. I'm also not going to rule out a trade for a big-time player out there. Why? Howie Roseman, always very, very aggressive. Kane Angel, one of our loyal subscribers here. Does anyone think that DJ Fluker will sign with the Eagles next draft season? I don't think it'll happen next draft season. He worked out for the Eagles the other day, this past week, and I'm intrigued by this. DJ Fluker, former high-round pick out of Alabama. His career didn't get off to a great start, but I'm sure that he wants to continue his career after not playing the last couple of years with a guy like Jeff Stoutland, who's the best offensive line coach in the NFL. Fluker can play tackle. He can play guard. That versatility as a backup, I'm actually pretty intrigued. Romeo, what y'all think about Julio Jones to the Eagles? I saw that rumor today. Not interested, as he seems to be more injury-prone the last few years. Yeah, we talked about this in depth earlier on Eagles Now, and I'm with you. Like, the reason why I'm not in on Julio Jones is because of the injury issues. The last 3 years, he has averaged less than 10 games per year. That's really, really problematic. Kane Angel, Derrick Henry, will he not join the Eagles for this upcoming season? No, Derrick Henry is not going to go to the Eagles. And let me tell you why. Howie Roseman has done a masterful job at that running back position. He's paying minimal money combined to DeAndre Swift, Rashad Penny, Kenneth Gainwell, and Boston Scott. 4 really good backs as part of your rotation, all of them a little bit different as well. Derrick Henry, expensive, older player. I also don't think he's a scheme fit either. Cool Reigns, your prediction on who will have a breakout season. That's a good one. Couple of guys who immediately come to mind here. Nakobe Dean, Jordan Davis, and I'm not going to go with the rookie because that's unfair, because how can you break out if we don't know what you can do yet? So those are 2 players right there. How about Reed Blankenship as well? And then a sneaky one, Cam Jurgens at right guard. My breakout candidates for Philly. Billy, the Birdman, Bolden. What a name. I love that picture of Jalen Hurts as well. What do you think the Eagles season will be like this year? They're the best team in the NFC, in my opinion. It's the Eagles, and it's a team that they beat and crushed in the NFC Championship game in the San Francisco 49ers. After that, I think there's a little bit of a drop-off to a team like the Dallas Cowboys, Detroit Lions. If the Eagles are able to stay healthy, there's no reason why they cannot get back to the Super Bowl. They should. The conference is theirs. The division should be theirs. It all comes down to the mentality, but I have trust in Nick Sirianni to have these guys thinking straight. Lion Fighter, do you think we make any more moves at safety? Budda Baker is interesting to me. That's for sure. A Budda Baker trade would be sick. They address safety in free agency and in the draft. Terrell Edmonds, Justin Evans, cheap free agency options. They drafted Sidney Brown. So I think they're trying to be financially smart here at that position, at a position that they've really always valued within this organization. Like Jeffrey Lurie has overseen this. Brian Dawkins, Malcolm Jenkins, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. What's that next wave? What's that next era look like? Roddy McLeod, they paid him big money, which then he was able to help out that Super Bowl team as well. So I would think about it, but from a financial standpoint, I don't know if they do or not. But Budda Baker, if you're trying to make a splash, shoot, do it. Make sure you subscribe to the show. It's Philadelphia Eagles Now, year-round content. Videos coming your way every day. Insightful, informative coverage here of the Birds. Thanks for watching.